share about what your disability is and remind the peeps of what long time you have in the autism spectrum.
I think a decent amount of people don't know I'm autistic, which was kind of funny because if you notice, like, or not even notice, because again, you end up being known for a while. But middle school and high school, you definitely knew I was off, but over the years, I got a lot better at masking. You would probably not know because I would just be, professional, ask myself. But in Smash, it's probably gonna be the most that you would see me or notice because again, I'm a lot more hyperactive, a lot more carefree, I guess you can say. It's just a lot. I have dealt with autism for so long.
Happy Autism Awareness, everyone. It's your boy Nate, aka sora893, and welcome to another episode of Smash Talk, where everyone's dream turned into reality. My next guest happens to be one of the best Toon Link and Min players in Delaware, who won a regional tournament during his last season at MTF 2025 and has been doing a lot of grinding on both online and offline. Throughout the season, he has been getting a lot of top 8s and top 16s in every Smash event in Delaware, and made PR as one of the top 20 Toon Link players in the world. While watching his favorite pro player The Buzz taking down his opponent, and made the solid losers run at Supernova 2023, where he made runner-up. He was learning a lot while using Rosalina as his pocket main. In 2021, he hosted his own online Smash tournament called Ice Fight for Autism, which represents every Smash player who has a disability, and it's continued as one of the best online series that everyone enjoyed. He also hosted another online tournament called Heaven Hotel, a monthly online series that people get to practice on before heading to locals or majors. And now that he's retired from competing, he is coaching next-gen Smash players who want to become the next big thing. Please welcome to the booth, content creator and former Smash competitor, Corey Davis, aka Ice on Deck. Yo, Ice on Deck. Welcome to
Yes,
Smash
sir.
Talk.
How's everything going, everybody?
Man, alright. You can get started by stating your main and your major decks you've already did.
Me, I am a Toon Link main. I secondary Min and Rosalina. I have won a lot of tournaments. I have been PR in both NAPA as well as Delaware for a very long time. I had recently retired, but I still can throw it down as I did well in the Invitational after not playing for a little while. But yeah, I have been around for 6 years of Smash Ultimate experience. It was a lot, but I'm blessed for this opportunity.
So let's take you back to where we to back to our kiddie days and to our teenager days. Um, Before you started competing in Smash, what are your favorite classic games in the past?
That's a hard one. Oh my God. Honestly, like thinking about it now, probably Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the first one on top of my head. Street Football 2. I will ne I don't know why I still have the exact like game and title, but somehow it's always going to be in my head. Like as a teenager, I always played it as a kid. NCAA Football 2007. I don't know why it's the game of all time. I still can go back on it and play it like I was a kid. I don't know why. And also shout out to Sonic Riders. And little shout out to Sonic Riders Tournament Edition. You know who you are that made that game. That game is sick, and I TO from time to time from that game. So
Mm.
that is a fantastic game from 2000, I think 5 or 6.
Sonic and Knuckles, a classic game that I haven't played. That was like that was like back in the 1980s, right?
90s, Genesis.
Oh, 1990s. Oh man. I haven't played those type of games since, but well, yeah, I haven't played those games since then. But I think I've played modern Sonic games like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors,
Hmm.
you name it. Um, but there's like a lot of classic games that I tried in the past. Like NBA 2K12, the one for the Wii. Man, I just gotta be honest with you, the Wii version of NBA 2K12 really ugh sucks.
Yeah, you if you wanted the best version, you get Xbox, PlayStation. You do not do Wii. Sports games on Wii was not great unless it was like specifically Nintendo license. If it was any other license, you were hoping for the best.
I know, right? Oh man, I just can't even stand it. I mean, the way that I just saw the audience movement, it's like they kept it going and going on the Wii version, and man, I don't really like it at all. It's more like a 7. No. It's like a 6.5 out of 10 for me. By the way, have you ever tried playing any NBA 2K games as well in the past?
Fun fact about NBA 2K, I was a legend or made to 99 overall and being one of the I believe I was the first playmaking sharpshooter. The I don't know if I was the only one, at least on Xbox. I know there were I think 5 others in PlayStation for sure,
Hmm.
but I have no idea if I was the only one on Xbox that had that specific build and was a legend.
Hmm.
But I was competitive. I was competitive 2K wise until I moved into Ultimate. I still play Ultimate casually, like competitive casually. I was like the best casual competitive, but the moment you were competitive, you could be 0-2, you would be behind. Like
Hmm.
it wouldn't be close. But one fun fact about my name was there was a person named Toon on deck. He was my mentor. He was someone that I looked on to. He was like way older. He was like in his 30s. And even when I went to what you call it, Smash Ultimate, he still from time to time mentored me. Again, I had a very fond respect. I was going to switch my name from something else because the Ice on Neck name stuck
Hmm.
for a while, even though I was with this guy for a while, like with the crews and everything. Because the Ice was my name, but on deck was the crew itself for 2K.
Hmm.
And I was planning on changing it, but unfortunately, in 2022, he passed,
Oh.
and due to that, I kept my name on deck no matter what. If I decided to ever change my name to Ice, I will always keep on deck as a tag to honor him. That is
Hmm.
something I kept as a promise, and I will never change that.
Rest in peace, Tune on Deck, one of the greatest coaches that you ever had.
He was.
Man, I'm huge condolences to you, actually.
I appreciate it.
No.
Next, what you call a month will be what his fourth. Wow, dang, it's been 4 years. Holy, time flies. But I always do this in his honor. Every May, I change my tag. No, even if I don't play any games, I always change my team from Ice on deck or whatever on deck. Because right now I'm either called Prayers on deck into Tune on deck every May. I
Hmm.
always do that in his honor and I'm blessed. Like I said, I'm blessed I had a mentor like him. Because unfortunately, with the Smash mentors, they weren't the best. But for Toon, he was one of a kind, and I'm blessed that I was able to be under his mentorship. When at the time when I was younger, like I was like literally barely an adult at that point.
Hmm.
I was definitely a lot more immature. I was a
Hmm.
lot more immature. So I'm blessed to have him under the mentorship and guide me through those times.
Hmm. Awesome. I know we all will have a disability to share, and you like to have that disability to share with the world, and I know, including myself. Share about what your disability is and remind the peeps of what long time you have in the autism spectrum.
I think a decent amount of people don't know I'm autistic, which was kind of funny because if you notice like, or not even notice because again you had to be like knowing for a while, but
Hmm.
middle school and high school you would definitely knew I was like off, but over the years I got a lot better at masking.
Hmm.
So outside of like honestly outside of Smash slash coaching, you would probably not know because I would just be, professional, ask myself and whatnot. But in Smash would probably gonna be the most that you will see me or notice because again I'm a lot more hyperactive, a lot more carefree, I guess you can say. It's just a lot. Have dealt with autism for so long, so it's just like to me, you definitely feel a lot more, like not a lot more, just feel different. But the more I got older, the more I like accepted who I am and love myself for who I am as a person,
Hmm.
no matter what people tell me otherwise.
So 9 years ago, before you started playing Smash, you started to create your first YouTube video. Then after that,
Yes.
you uploaded other videos like NBA 2K, Fortnite, and other games that you played back in your day. What led that idea to become a content creator?
Um, Content creation, I did love video editing at the time. I still like it today. I will say there's sometimes I will make like private videos I give to my friends after like something happened. 2K was my biggest like way of like I guess video editing before I went to streaming. Absolutely, I still stream to this day. Um, it was just something that like at the time I was able to express pretty fondly. I was making oh my god, I do have to finish that making that video. I was 4 years ago. Oh my okay, well.
My
I was
goodness.
going to make okay, I was going to make a part two of this of a series called My Experience as an Artistic Esport Competitor because I fought 4 years ago. I thought I was washed. I thought I was gonna be done with Smash,
Mm.
and I was completely wrong.
My
And then I was
gosh.
planning on. Yeah, I was completely wrong. Now I'm done, and I'm happy for the career that I had and I was planning on making the video because I was going through a lot at the time.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have a part two of my career being over and a part three of like the aftermath. But
Mm.
part two hadn't came because my career probably ended around I honestly don't know when because you could say Victory Road in March would have been the end of my story, but
Mm.
it's weird. There's like you could say last year would have been the end of my story. It really depends on what you think the end of the story was. If you think me being done PR, it would be my story would have ended by the beginning of July last year. If you're
Mm.
talking about my last tournament that was taken serious, then March would have been it. It depends on what you think context wise. But
Mm.
I completely forgot about the life as an autistic esports competitor. Holy, it really been that long.
Mm.
Oh my god.
I did see your videos, one of your videos, but I didn't haven't seen. I haven't seen like your past videos, like the one for Fortnite or 2K, or NBA 2K, because I could tell you've been doing like a lot since you've evolved as a content creator, right?
Mhm. Yes. I don't really. I mean, I will post YouTube video once in a while. Again, I'm gonna get back into part two of that YouTube video. That is something I do need to get back into because now I can officially talk about the story. It's probably gonna take longer than expected because there is more things to come with that. But I'll wait until the summertime because I will have the most time to, you know, really explain everything. But
Hmm. All right.
as far as like content creation wise, it's mainly Twitch now,
Hmm.
but I still from time to time post on YouTube.
Hmm. Around the same year, you hosted an online series called Ice Fight for Autism, and everyone who attended, including the goat Smub, has been liking the idea that you had during the pandemic. What made you come up with that decision, and how did that affect the autism community?
It spreaded a lot of awareness, which I'm something that I was very happy about. I didn't expect it to blow up the way that it did. especially after I have a funny story. I don't remember which one was it, and I remember I was molding when it was happening. But the tournament was a success, though. Don't get it wrong. I need to find it really fast. But that Pacific tournament, it definitely was in 2021. It was either the first or the second tournament. I know for a fact because I remember it so vividly. So, for context of the first ever Fight for Autism series, I had a bunch of TOs and I was like planning on just, being there watching from the sidelines because one of my home didn't have a stream set up yet. So I
Hmm.
was like, all right, one person, you focus on streaming. That was fine. That there was no issues there. A second person was doing moderating and a third person doing lag test.
Hmm.
Someone messed up where the lag test did not work. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I was like, that's fine. It's all good. And I was like, the thing was, I was at the time was with my ex girlfriend, my first one that was 5 years, but
Hmm.
I was at her apartment and I told her I need the Wi-Fi code to make sure, I can do lag tests, I can do seating, stuff like that. I get there and as for the code, she told me she forgot. I was ready to leave the apartment, go to the train back home, and like lock it. Because like I ain't no way my tournament's getting ruined because you can't give me the Wi-Fi code. That's crazy. That's insane. I still
Like,
remember that to this day. Eventually, she decided, hey, you could just use my computer, and that computer was so slow. Seeing that bracket took me 4 hours. It,
wow.
it I had to do it to make it work. I had to do it one at a time.
My.
And this was before you can do generators. Like the thing is, you can do generators now to make the seating a lot easier, and then you can easily just move people a couple of spots, a couple down to make the seating so much easier. That was like around what 2024 when you can start doing that. This
Hmm.
was 2021. You had to do it all manually. That was awful. That was awful.
Oh my
I
gosh.
so a maze I put at the free C he won. Actually, my seed was good for me not knowing anything. Yo, my seeding was actually. I'm not mad. Yo, this
Hmm.
seeding's actually kind of decent. Yo, 2021 me, I had to pat myself up for that.
Hmm.
Oh my god. All of top eight were the lowest seed was 22 without any like help or anything. That's actually wow. I'm actually surprised. Lowest of keys.
There's like a lot of there's like a lot of people who have been hosting brackets, online brackets during the pandemic. Um, but including yourself though, because you've been because the brackets that you did were a complete success. But to be honest with you, I haven't even done some of your brackets. I'm because I was like I think I was like busy at the time, so that might be the
Mm-hmm.
only that might be the only option there. Is there like more brackets that are gonna be? Is there like more brackets like the series that they're doing gonna be coming up in this feature soon?
I had been doing what you call it, Heaven Hotel, but I'm gonna take a break from it until the end of the summer.
Hmm.
It will be coming back. I will say that it will. It just with Smash, I did want to take a kind of like mine is like me with coaching and whatnot. I do want to take a break from that. The only thing that I'm doing besides coaching, I have been joining a crew.
Hmm.
Mine is that I've just been kind of just laying low with Smash. Just a lot of things happen with that where I'm like, eh, like again, I do love playing the game, but the community itself has been very rough.
Hmm.
So I kind of been focused on other things and just vibing mainly. But I will say the Heaven Hotel series will be coming back. I do want to also do a yearly fight. I might actually do a. Now thinking about it now, I might actually do a yearly thing where I revive it and do it at least once a year. I might actually do that. Because
Mm,
now I'm thinking about it now, like
mm, true.
that's something that I did always wanted to do. So
That's true.
something might be brewing. That's all I'm gonna say. I won't say anything more.
You're cooking up something, man. You're cooking up something. Yeah, you've been doing a lot in the past, and now in 2020, in 2021, you started to try something that you mostly played during your streams, and that is Smash Ultimate. But here is one thing that I gotta know: how how did that lead you to become a Smash competitor and content creator, and how did that evolve throughout the years?
Smash, how I turned to competitor, it actually started in 2019, where again, I was still a 2K player. I didn't like 2K20 at all. I was good at the game, but I was like, do I want to continue being a player for 2K? No, I did
Hmm.
not. The only reason why at that point I was still playing 2K was my crew itself. I had I like I said, I treat my or my crew people as family. So I only stayed for them. But once I started playing Smash because of my college people, I wanted to be the best in the college. I think I was like top 5 in my college for a bit. Eventually, I got to number 1 over time, probably like just before COVID. Actually, no, I would put myself at 2 or 3 before COVID. So I was still like I was solid, but okay, not really solid. I was like, but again, it was for a player in a community college. Then COVID happened. Once COVID happened, again, I did play, I think, 2 offline tournaments. I went 2-2 and 0-2. And the 0-2 was funny enough, I almost quit because of that. Not because of the 0-2 itself. I lost to someone that I'm gonna be honest, that is to this day my worst loss.
My
Even to be
gosh.
fair. To be fair, it's also my second tournament, so me saying that's my worst loss should again like not be bad. It's your second tournament, duh. Like, and then my second loss, I didn't know it at the time, but he was at the time 15 or 16, and he bodied me. But I didn't know he was Philly ranked. Like I thought it was just a 0-2, and I just lost to a kid. I was like, yeah, it might just be Joe or Chad. Yeah, I got free stock. The game was over. Like I got
Whoa.
burnt, bodied. I
Wow.
didn't know who it was. Turns out that ended up being Mercury. That ended up being number 1 in Philly like 3 different times and throughout like this whole ultimate lifespan. He was number 15 at that point. I
Number
just started playing.
15? No way.
Yeah, yeah, he was number 15 at the time. I didn't know it, and he almost ended my career because I didn't. I thought I just lost to a kid, and I was like, "Oh, it's just Joe for me."
My gosh, that's
he,
crazy.
he was 6. He was 15, 16. He looked like he was like 10, 11. That's why I was like, "Oh, it's Jover."
My goodness. I mean, dude, when I started competing in Smash for the first time, I was like, wow, I didn't even know what to do. I mean, the one thing I played in, I think my first time playing in Smash was, I think, yeah, it was during the pandemic. Yeah, it was during the pandemic, but it was during my birthday month actually, and Xanadu was online. Same for the others. You do remember that? Do you do remember that,
Yeah,
right?
I do. I
Yeah.
do remember.
Yeah, Xanadu Online was the one that was a free tournament from during the pandemic, and I tried it out for like the first time on the 8th of September, and whoa, I gotta be honest with you, that was like my first that's my first like debut on that one. It was like a glitch, and and I tried out my first and I tried doing my first tournament there. It was during the grind prelims. I glitch yeah, the Konami code, glitch Konami code, and it was yeah, I was like, dude, I just got demolished. I was a Zeus it made since then, before Sora came out. Um, man, I just got really bodied on that time, and it was my first experience there. Have you ever tried going to any glitch series before?
glitch. I think I have. I'm about to look now. DNA. I have played a lot of Wi-Fi brackets. The first one I ever won was a thing called Falsely Weekly. I kept on losing to Luigi,
Mm.
and then eventually after I don't know how many attempts, I finally won one. I remember popping off in my room. I'll never forget that.
Ah.
To me, that was like such a great win. I was ecstatic. It was, oh my god.
Hmm.
I, I was very happy about that. So, and then I got better and better to the point where I just, I just like got better to the point of actually doing good offline. So I'm very proud of that.
Hmm. While you try to scroll and see where where your data was for the glitch series, I got another question for you.
Hmm.
Um, since since then, around the year of 2024, you hosted another tournament called Hey Heaven Hotel, and and tell me what tell me how did that evolve throughout the years actually?
It was a revival of the series. I decided to make it a quarterly, and it had been going very well. Honestly, like that's something that I did want to always do more like you just hosting tournaments, and I'm glad that I was able to do it again. Again, like I said, it's going to get revamped once again in probably most likely the fall. Just a lot of just things have been happening where I was like, all right, I'm gonna push it back a bit, but
Mm.
overall, it was pretty much a success because again, I didn't know how Wi-Fi tournaments were at this point. It definitely dawned down since COVID, but it definitely is still running alive and well.
Hmm. And ever since COVID, there's been like multiple online events, just like I said before, and and the and the ones that happens to be that happens to be killing it in during the pandemic events happens to be the box series. Have you tried the box series before?
I had, but I only really remember me doing the box run and I made it out of Pole's winner's side.
Hmm.
I don't remember who I lost. I remember I lost to someone that got banned, but he was a commentator. I forgot what his name. I gotta find it really fast because I know it was like something crazy. He got banned like ice crap you not
Hmm.
like I don't like it was like recent after it was like when everyone was getting called out for their bad behavior. I was seeing to literally die, and I never played Sandstorm. Hey, oh no, I was seeing to fight Sandstorm. Never mind, I'm stupid. I was seeing to immediately fight Sandstorm to die, but he didn't show. Yeah, he literally got banned not even that long after. It was just kind of crazy, and I just realized that I'm one of his best all-time wins. No.
Hmm.
Kind of funny because I know why is the case. He does have a vendetta win. All of his wins are like people that like weren't that good, but then like turned out to be PR players later on. That's so messed up.
My goodness.
That's kind of funny actually. That really shows that. Oh my god, he really had 36,000 followers on. Wow, I did not know it was that crazy.
Hmm.
That makes more sense, but Jesus.
Man,
I'm so yeah, all this stuff is 7 years ago. Oh my.
7 years. That's a long
Yup.
time. Hmm.
Yeah, it's really been that long.
Hmm. Let's go to the next one. Around
Hmm.
2025, you stopped hosting that event and began your retirement tour. During the tour, you finally become the MTF or More Than Friendly's champion. You didn't give up and you persevered throughout the tournament. Can you tell the peeps the memories and moments you made during that time in the Smash community.
It had an unfortunate ending. I won't go into details with that part, but me winning MTF, it was a 4 year grind to get to that point, and all first of all glory to God. I would not have been able to do that without him. But that run was honestly just one of those runs that you honestly put. It was not a fluke run, which is something that I can say held my head up high for, because a run before, I'm not gonna lie to you, if I won that run, it was the most would have been the most Mickey Mouse Clubhouse run ever. I had to play someone that I beat easily into someone else that I beat easily. My boy Boaz Edwards from Delaware pulled up, beat Beast. I beat him because he plays K. Rule into Min Min. YB had the magical run, so it was me and him in winners finals. He beat me once in his lifetime. It was the first set we ever played. He lost the last 19. He wasn't winning that. And then the Grand was again versus Beast, and I almost won it in the reset in Game 5. Yes, if I won that, yeah, I would have been a happy person, but was it deserved, in my opinion? Not really, because I just got lucky. I'm gonna be honest. If I won that, I got lucky. I know I was sick that I lost Game 5 in the reset, but I'm like months later, I'm like, yo, if I won that, would I be really happy about that? Absolutely not. I'd be like, I just lucked out, and that was it. There, no, that one I had to beat Beast in quarters. Yes, it wasn't a best of 5, but again, you're still playing Beast with his mains. It's not gonna be an easy task. Then I beat Floppy, which was the first time I beat him offline. I used to farm him online, and then he farmed me offline. But after I beat him the first time there, I kind of him offline again. But at that point, I didn't beat him offline before. Then I had to play last minute, which is kind of funny seeing it now, because it used to be our friendly rivalry. Now is more of a serious one in the end. But even still, we fought it to the end. It probably was honestly one of the best Game 5s like out of my memory. If you told me what set I would cherish the most, it was that set. There's lore of that set. I switched my ult to red to mean something, and I did it because I fought for more than one person that night, and I won Game 4 and won Game 5, and after that I did not lose a game since. I 3-0'd in Grand against last and won my first one. Again, it was one of the biggest MTFs that wasn't a like what you call it, a celebratory MTF or like a special MTF. It was the first ever one that was, or one of the biggest like non-celebratory MTFs, or like a prize bonus MTF. It was like around 43 people. So it was special to me. And then I ended up getting top 5, finishing off one of my goals. My last 2 goals before that was winning a ranked event, which I ended up doing at Otakon in August, which was my first D tier win, and top aiding an invitational, which I didn't think would be possible because again, that invitational, did I practice? Not really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did 2 tournaments in Delaware and then said, you know what, it's fine. I think I'll do okay. If I play and don't look like a fool in the invitational, I'll be fine. I ended up being the number 4 player in Philly, beating BDB as well, going Game 5 to the number 1 player in Philly, and going Game 5 against one of the top 10 players in Philly. I'm fine with that. If you're telling me that's how my at least last series tournament ends, I'm okay taking top 5 in an invitational where I was seeded to eat shit and die. So
And you had like a huge run on there, like a crazy solid run. And just just letting you know, this was like a great dude. This was like a great experience for you, and you've been, and everyone's starting to like like how you play and everything goes and whatnot. There was like, I
Mm.
mean, there's no complaints there. I mean, you, however, you were really one of the best Toon Link and Mimic players I've ever seen.
I appreciate that.
Hmm, no problem. So last episode, I gave Lomaine some tips about being a content creator during the last episode. But do you have any tips for everyone who wants to become a Smash competitor in the future?
For me, it's just uh, hmm, it's an interesting one. I say this to my players. I say this also to anyone that really want to get into it. If you truly want to get the goals and anything like that, find a character you truly love and grind harder than anyone else. There has been people that tell me that I've been grinding the game for this many amount of years, but all they do is go to tournaments. If you're only there to go to tournament and not putting the work in at home, I'm telling you, unless you got talent where you can learn the game quick, you will be stuck in this position where you're just playing to just be there. And if you want to do that, that's perfectly okay. But if you're trying to be the best you possibly can be, you gotta work harder than anyone else in this room. It's just that simple. It took me months to learn how to what you call it. What was it? I always tell my players this, and they're like, "No way, you got this. You did have all these accolades." I'm like, "Listen, it's sometimes it's easier for some people, and sometimes be reverse." Thank you, Jesus. I don't know why it took me a minute to like really like. It took me months to learn how to be reverse.
Hmm.
Like I don't know why took me so long, but stuff like that, like you, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes you
Hmm.
got to learn how to do it.
Hmm.
But that separates a okay player from a great player. Another thing is you gotta have no character matchups. You gotta know what to do. You have to put in the work. If you don't, then you're gonna be stuck. There is one player that I've no, I think not even one player. There's multiple players that I thought would like once I like started talking to them and then I trained some of them. I watch them and that I root for. I'm like, yo, these people gonna be top three, top five. They'll be PR in their region, and they just stayed the same.
Hmm.
There's one Pacific player that was like a 1 and 2. I won't say no name because again, that's just personal. But I told them as long as you keep grinding, or at least I didn't know that they just don't grind, but I at the time I thought they did. I'm like, as long as you keep up the pace and grind, you can be a really good this player. They are still the same player a year later. Nothing has changed. And it's unfortunate, but again, this shows how much you want it. If you don't want it, you're going to be stuck in whatever spot you're at. Does it suck? Yeah, but that is the harsh reality. And unfortunately, some people then make excuses saying, "Oh, I just can't like focus in bracket. I can't do this in bracket." I'm like, dude, I'm autistic. I'm like, do you think that I focus all the time? No, but I
Hmm.
will find a way how to circumcise my disability and make it work.
Hmm.
Because in like I tell people, I don't care if you're a girl, a boy, they, them, you're autistic, you're ADHD, whatever. At the end of the day, you're my opponent in bracket. I'm here to defeat you. It don't matter who you are. I'm gonna treat you just the same.
Hmm.
So that's why I tell people like you can't make that excuse. If you want to make that excuse, then prepare to lose a lot more. Like that's how it's gonna be.
Also, I want to just add into this. If you really want to become a player, just like or a casual player, just like myself, or Ice on Deck, just be yourself. Just don't be anyone else. You don't have to be you don't have to be like you don't have to be like Hungry Bucks. You don't have to be you don't have you don't have to be Vendetta. You don't have to be anyone else. Just be yourself. Just focus on what you want to do, and also if you want to accomplish your goals, just continue. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just
Exactly.
never never let never let anyone stand in your way, including if somebody have autism like me. Just don't let those don't let those toxic people get the best of you. You know, don't let them get your attention. And also, just also most important thing, just just stay true to who you are. Just stay true to who you are, because you'll at the end of the day you'll rise up, become one of the PR players, or possibly professional players as well. Um, and you might end up on top.
Exactly. And you never know what your journey is gonna be. I never, at least with me, again, I'm very happy for the journey that I had with Smash. I am still a coach to this day. But if you told me that my best part of my career, like I will say this, there's a player that I coach that is a Pac-Man, and me winning MTF, it's great, it's fantastic. I'm still happy about that run, but I am more proud of my student getting second at that Arcadian
Mm.
than any of my accomplishments in Smash, because I look at that as I help someone get to where they need to be, and I'd rather do that than any accomplishment I have done in Smash. Not a lot of people can say that, but that is something that I strive for as a coach, and I am blessed. And again, all glory to God for having me feel the way that I feel in something like this. Because again, helping people matters more than your own individual accomplishments. But that's just me on the matter, and I'm blessed for that.
Mm.
I'm blessed for the students that I taught and help not only help them with Smash, but help them be better people in the real world.
Mm. Awesome. One more question before we bounce. Where can they find you on social media?
I don't really use Twitter anymore, but my what you call it, my Instagram is Blessings on Deck. If you want to find me there, if you want to ask for any coaching, DM me on Discord, Ice on Deck. And I think that's the only two socials. I'm not gonna say Facebook. That is for friends and fam or only, even though I'm like super inactive. Snap, I don't. I think it's still prayers on deck, even though I'm also super inactive on there. So just mainly focus on the Instagram and and Twitch, of course. Duh.
Mm.
Twitch is still ice on deck. I'd be streaming League once in a blue moon, Smash. But again, I'm still coaching, so I'm not completely or I'm not washed just yet. I don't know when I'm gonna be washed. Because like I said, once I did the invitation, like I said, I'm like, wait, I'm not washed. Oh God.
All right. Links are in the description down below, including my social media platforms if you want to follow me there as well. Thank you so much for your time, Ice. It's been a pleasure.
No problem, my dude. For sure, for sure.
Thank you so much for listening to my interview with Corey Davis, aka Ice on Deck. Once again, happy Autism Awareness to each and every one of you from the Autism Community. If you haven't made it to the end, be sure to leave a like in this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to get notified for more episodes of Smash Talk. Until then, it's your boy Nate, aka sora893, signing off. Have a blessed day. Remember to make your dreams turn into reality.